I was tagged again. Here it is, the 4 for Life Designer Edition. Let's do it. What is up, Frag Fam? Welcome back to another video. Today is a part 2, so to speak, to the 4 for Life. This is actually the designer edition. You guys gave me more likes than I asked for, so thank you so much. So without any further ado, let me jump into the 4 for Life designers. But before I do that, a real quickly shout out to one great up-and-coming fragrance reviewer that you guys should definitely check out if you haven't yet. His name is Chris. His channel is FRAGMENTAL UK. As always, the link's going to be down below. It goes without saying, get over there and show the guy some love. His great, witty, fun, really entertaining, amazing editing styles. Awesome channel. Go check it out. Link below, guys. Go say hello. Now I'm going to do things a little bit reverse this time around. With the niche edition of this particular video, I actually did spring, summer, fall, and winter. This time I'm going to do it all the way around. I'm going to go winter, fall, summer, and spring. So let me give you my first choice, the choice for the winter. Now this particular fragrance to me is a perfect winter elixir. If somebody comes to me and asks, hey Max, what is your one-time, all-around favorite designer winter fragrance? From the house of Guerlain, this is Lidge, L'instant de Guerlain Eau Extrême for Men. An outstanding patchouli, cocoa, and bitter orange fragrance that is just to die for. I love this fragrance. If you like patchouli, I think you're really going to enjoy this one. But it has that masculine gentleman kind of a vibe to the scent. A very underrated fragrance from the lineup. Granted, it's been reformulated a few times, so it has lost a little bit of the power, the oomph that it once had. But you can still find these, darker edges bottle. They're still floating around. I have a couple in my collection, but I have a couple of the new formulations as well. So once the old formulation is over, I'm definitely going to jump into the newer formulations. It's still a great scent all around for the winter season. Next up is going to be a gourmand, leathery, boozy kind of a scent that I absolutely love. This is a recent discovery of mine. I've discovered this for about 4.5, almost 5 years ago, and it's always been one of my go-tos for the fall season. So if I had to choose one for the rest of my life, designer fall, this would be it right here from the house of Christian Dior. This is Fahrenheit Le Parfum. You have vanilla bourbon, you have vetiver, mandarin oranges, just an outstanding scent with a little bit of vanilla going on. It's sweet, it's classy, it's elegant, it's sensual, it's going to captivate people, and it's one of those scents that you just can't get enough. So when it comes to fall, for the rest of my life, if I could only have one, this will be it right here. Now we're going to talk about summertime. Now if you want a fragrance that has so much to offer, it's a timeless classic, but it was definitely ahead of its time. And when we talk about fragrances that are ahead of their time, like Tom Ford's M7 when he worked for Yves Saint Laurent, which is definitely ahead of its time, this fragrance was definitely ahead of its time because it was a head-turning fragrance back when it was first released in 1994, and it's still a head-turning fragrance to this day. It has so much going on for it. It could be a perfect signature scent that you can wear all year round. It has vetiver, it has tobacco, it has lavender, a little bit of a barbershop feel. It's an aromatic fougere with citrus components that are very captivating and very alluring. I'm talking about the one and only, one of my all-time favorite fragrances. If you know me, if you follow this channel, you know how much I love this. This has a special place in my heart. I was wearing this fragrance when my kids were born. This is Dolce & Gabbana Eau de Toilette Pour Homme, the 1994 to 2000 with a sticker edition. Just an outstanding fragrance. To me, a perfect summer elixir. You can wear this stuff dressed up, dressed down, day wear, night wear, no matter what the occasion or situation. Not only Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme is one of my favorite fragrances of all time, but if I could only have one for the summer designer, this would definitely have to be it. Speaking of memories that you have attached to these fragrances, this is definitely one that takes the cake. I've been wearing this fragrance when I first found out about this fragrance, and I've never stopped wearing it or having it in my collection. This goes back to my first grade when I was only 7 years old, and this is the fragrance that I would definitely wear for the rest of my life if I had to wear one fragrance in the springtime. And this is none other than the amazing masculine hair-chested fougere Azzaro Pour Homme. This is the original formulation. If you get the current formulation, you can get a gist of what the fragrance used to be, but try to get a bottle that is, pre-2000s. You don't have to get the vintage bottles from the 70s and 80s to get what I'm talking about, how amazing this fougere is. If you get a bottle from the 90s and early 2000s, you'll definitely get what I'm talking about. But this is definitely a very green, aromatic fougere with lavender, anise. I mean, it's one of those, again, ahead of its time and such a timeless classic, so much so that it's still around to this day and it's one of the top sellers in the world. It has lost a lot of its power. You know, the current formulations are like watered down versions. I'd say a tenth of the strength of this beauty. But if you want a classic, traditional, elegant, aromatic fougere, definitely try to get a bottle of this stuff. This stuff is second to none. This stuff is so good that I would consider this to be one of the trendsetters of the modern day, you know, aromatic fougere genre. So there you have it, ladies and gents. Those are my top 4 for life designer edition. Let me finish off by tagging you out there. If you're a fragrance reviewer, if you're here on YouTube, I want to see your top 4 for life designer niche, or you can combine them both. In fact, I'm going to tag a brand new reviewer, which I want you guys to check out his channel. It's Mr. Cologne 76. His name is Glenn. He's actually very, very active on Instagram, but now he's coming onto YouTube, and I want you guys to give him a warm welcome. Go to his channel. I'm going to have the link below and tell him Max Forti sent you. Now, Glenn, you are up. I definitely want to see your video with your top choices of 4 for life. You can do a designer in a niche, or you can combine them. You're up. And also, as always, I'm curious to know what you guys would rock for the rest of your life. If given the choice of 1 per season designers, what would you guys choose? Please sound off in the comments. Thanks so much for tuning in, ladies and gents. As always, I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate all your support. And please don't forget, fragrances are emotion in motion. So wear what truly moves you. I'll catch you guys soon.